Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to an interesting best of 3 here between in the top right spawning as our blue Protoss player playing for team BIG. It is ShoWTimE. And in the bottom left as our red Zerg player, one of the most interesting players in my mind at the very high level currently, playing for team Juggernauts. It is MeoMaika, the Vietnamese Zerg player who is interesting. I don't really know how else to say it. MioMica can do a lot of different things. He can play a little bit of macro, he can play a little bit of cheese, but no matter what he does, it is freaking weird. He just plays like, and not in a negative way, but a bit of a clown. And I think the way that he does it is really, really good. He plays confusing stuff, and he's very comfortable with it. He has a lot of different openers, and they all kind of tie into one another. Look at this. Opening up with a pool first here, gets down the hatchery, does not have a gas yet, so this isn't necessarily going to be any type of roach rush, but it does feel like there's going to be some initial Ling aggression here, just to throw a bit of a curveball the way of ShoWTimE, and I want to see how he's going to respond to this. Wants to go for a core before Nexus. Okay, so already ShoWTimE having to adapt to what MioMica is doing here. He will get a later Nexus, his second gas is going to be delayed due to the nature of this build, and I'm not so sure if we're going to see like a blind battery. That's something that we every now and again see out of Protoss players. It's possible he wants to build the tech in the wall. All we know right now is, he's MioMica sending the first 2 overlords across the map as well. Holy crap. No vision at home whatsoever. I guess with an early pull you don't really need it, because if you're going to get cannon rust, I mean, you still have your 4 links there. Now, ShoWTimE's not actually building a zealot here. I'm not so sure if this adept is going to be on time. I believe it should be, but we will need another building in this wall to completely wall it off. And I think that needs to be a Stargate here, actually. I think that is going to be a Stargate here, but then is there enough to throw down a... maybe there is. I actually just think that ShoWTimE is going to be fine. MioMica is not committing to the play either, is running back home with these links right now. I think he managed to actually take out that worker. Yeah, so kills a worker, has a relatively late speed starting as well. ShoWTimE is not going to be completely aware of that, as the second adept gets chrono boosted out as well right at this point. Now, battery is going to get constructed here at home, and we're up for a very special game here. This is going to get interesting pretty quick in my mind. Very, very quick. And very interesting. Okay, speed on the way here. First adept makes his way in, snipes that creep tumor, so no more creep for you, my good friend. There is a queen in the main base, so the shade should not finish. Yes, and it won't. Second adept is already making its way across the map as well. And then we're going to see some double adept aggression, while at home we have this Stargate, which should be capable of just building an Oracle the moment the money becomes available. Yeah, there we go. So ShoWTimE pretty much back on the path where he wants to be. Third base for MioMica is fairly delayed. There's a lot of gas. There's no pulling out of gas. Now, this is an extremely uncommon move that you actually never see. Like, this is something that just doesn't happen. This costs so many minerals to do something like this, but it doesn't allow you to tech quickly either into a lair or into some type of Bane Boss. Decent drones around here. 3 workers, 4 workers end up going down. And this adept eventually is probably going to fall. Yep. Queens on the low ground take care of it. Now, 4 drones for 2 adepts. I think that's a pretty even trade. Look at this lair rush. What is this? What are we seeing here? Lair going down at 3 minutes and 42 seconds. What was it? Oh, wait, a bit earlier, actually. Like 3:35. Holy crap. That is extremely fast. This Oracle is going to get in here and see it. Still sees gas mining as well. Second gas already going down before there's any saturation on the third. This is absolutely unheard of in this matchup. And there is a build order that MioMica has been fond of, and it's basically a 45 drone Hydralisk rush, which hits surprisingly hard. So I kind of want to see if that's what he's going for, or maybe if it's going to be a Ling Niders. There is an Overlord here in the far left. This pylon isn't covering the entire main base. Like, there are some dead spots here. I'm so curious what this is going to be. A lot of links are being produced as well right now. I'm not so sure what for. Do you want to cancel a third base? Do you not want to cancel a third base? Okay, it's going to be a Hydra then, and it will be constructed here over in the natural. So it's going to be difficult to spot as well. Oracle Scout with the Revelation. See the lair being done. See a bunch of links on the way. This is pure link production at this point. Look at that. Now 3 more drones coming in. This is everything that MioMica does kind of goes against the laws of the Zerg, you know, where you want to drone up as much as possible before you all in. MioMica is just sprinkling in links every now and again. He's like, you know what, drones are nice, but you know what's more fun? Zerg links, because they fight. Drones are, you know, just so bad at fighting. It's a well-known fact that drones don't hit very hard, and also not so quick. Links, on the other hand, have a lot of power, and MioMica is an aggressive guy. He's going to punch you in the face with a lot of units. Third base does not have any static defense yet. Here we get a surround on 2 of them adept. One of them is going to fall. Second one, it's not going to fall, but got close. All the links once again going down. Let's take a look at the overall units lost, actually. We see 24 links have died, 4 adepts and 1 probe have gone down. So definitely a better early game here for ShoWTimE. But the question is, how ready is he for the follow-up? He doesn't have that many units out. He doesn't have that much production. We're working off 2 gateways, a forge, ill-advised, and what is this? A battery and a cannon. There's going to be a lot of Hydras moving across the map right now. 8 Hydras, 20 links coming in as well. There's only 3 queens total. And this is somewhere where MioMica cuts, where other Zergs don't want to cut because they love queens so much. MioMica says, I don't actually care about queens because I'm all-inning you. Like, why do I care about spreading creep? Sure, it helps my reinforcements a little bit, but that's about it. Here we go. Very aggressive move out here. This is a lot of units. ShoWTimE already in trouble. Is going to get surrounded here outside of range of a battery. Now these oracles are moving in, trying to help out the adepts. Pulsar beam gets activated. First Disruptor hasn't even started yet. Super battery, okay, gets activated right now. Still a lot of Hydras though. 7 Hydras, 27 links. Production still looking very poor here for ShoWTimE. 2 more gates are about to finish up. This robo can start pumping out Disruptors at some point in the near future. Here come the oracles. Are they going to help out? No. Cannon will fall before that even happens. Probes are being pulled as well here, and well, maybe ShoWTimE will be capable of doing it with the help of those batteries. He's back up to 76 supply, has a lot of minerals in the bank, and that's just because he had to focus on warping in units and getting static defense, which didn't allow him to add these gateways. This is hitting right at that sweet timing where Protoss wants to add gateways, but if Protoss adds gateways at a regular timing, the TOS most likely will just die against this, because, you know, there's simply too many units. So what you need to do is you need to warp in as much as you can and add batteries and cannons. But the problem with that is then you don't have enough infrastructure later on, so you start floating a lot of money. Now this army is going to get caught off guard, is going to get surrounded. A lot of units are going down. MioMica never stops with all-inning. If he holds down the bottom once, he's going to keep going and going and going until you die or until his units die. And this is a fight I don't think he can really take. Double Oracles will try to take out some of these Hydras. Is this Hydras also going to get caught? Now, what do we really have for an army here? It's 40 links, it's 6 Hydras, and there's 3 Queens. The Queens will not be of any use whatsoever. There is a Colossus right now, which is great against links. It's absolutely fantastic against Hydras as well. So I believe that ShoWTimE has somewhat stabilized at this point. And I think ShoWTimE believed the same thing. Now he's going to get his Colossus sniped. Oh no. There goes your stabilization, just like that. Immortal will go down, Super Battery gets activated in the natural. There is a new Colossus being chrono boosted out, but it's going to just be a little bit slow. We have more cannons being added here on the third base. The money is low now for sure. Why does he keep standing in this area? Every single time he stands in that area, he gets surrounded and he starts losing. The problem is he needs to pick a base. Oh, Immortal's actually gonna get targeted down here. Hydras have such good DPS. It's actually crazy. Look at that. More Zealots are being taken out. This cannon's also taking a bit of a beating. 80 supply against 86. Probes need to start getting pulled. Oracle gets sniped as well. Next Colossus is out at this point, but can't walk down here. Thermal Lens is also done. Slow Zealots are being warped in. This is an insane game to start with, honestly. This is like the type of build we saw at the start of 2016. But even then, it got executed a lot differently already. Is this still just on 2 gas? I think it is. We do have a Roach Warren being constructed right now. So I think the moment you see Thermal Lens, the theory in this build order is that you have to go into Roaches and adding drones. Okay, so MioMica killed 19 workers and now says, I think I can add 3 drones and an Evo chamber. Despite being down an upgrade and soon to be down 2 upgrades. It is just a very wild playstyle, honestly. Fourth base is being built as well. Creep could be pushed forward a little bit more. More workers are going to be taken out here, but the real problem is that 2 Colossi are out, and that should completely stabilize this. Like, this is actually pure stabilization here, my friends. Bang, bang. Fantastic stuff. Okay, 9 more workers went down. 53 against 45. Yeah. What are these guys doing? Oh, he's running out of... Oh, he's only mining off 2 gas still. This is surprisingly low gas, and he still has 300 gas. How's that even possible? I guess he just doesn't focus that much on Hydras. He lost 18 Hydras in this game and 215 Lings. Okay, let's just slow down for a bit, see what the actual situation is like, and let's think about what ShoWTimE needs to be doing right now. I think ShoWTimE ideally does nothing. Just kind of sits back, gets a Prism out, I like that, so you can counter harass. And then you just sit, relax, get a forward base, get Blink, and don't push. Absolutely don't push. The problem is, as ShoWTimE here, if you scout a forward base with like 10 drones, you probably start getting a little bit worried. Attacking into this, I don't think is actually it. This is still an all-in. Yes, ShoWTimE is being outmined currently, but that's because all of the... It's just pure mineral units this is. There's no gas. This is going to suck a little bit for ShoWTimE if he loses this. I'm not so sure if he will, though. This is good control. Nice force fields as well. Good guiding with these Colossus. There's still a lot of supply for MioMica, which scares me a little bit. There's not that much meat to this army. There's 5 gateways. I really think ShoWTimE should wait a little bit longer. He's now going to get jumped upon. There's 2 more force fields available. The rest of this army is just not that powerful. Here we go. Roaches get the connection with some of these Colossus, with some of these sentries. Feels like we've just been fighting for the past 5 minutes straight. It's like he has like different tiers of all-ins. You know, the first tier is of 45 workers, or like 39. He has like a semi-link flat. Then he has one on 45 workers, like the tier 2 all-in. Is when Hydras get mixed in, and then tier 3, you actually tack down to roaches. And you just start messing roaches of 56 workers. I wonder if these are like set numbers, or it just kind of feels it. Because the way that he plays, it kind of feels, you know, like he's done it before in this exact way. It's not like he's just completely winging it. It doesn't feel like that, at least. There's now an extra gas being constructed. We have a lot of gas in the bank for ShoWTimE. I just love to see a couple of Archons here being mixed in. Maybe even some Disruptors, I mean... You're still fighting against someone that's literally on 4 gas, so Vipers are not going to really be a thing in the next 10 minutes. If you just get 1 or 2 Disruptors out, what can the Zerg really do? I don't think it's too much. There we... Oh, no, I love the Disruptor there. I really like the Disruptor. I think that was a superior call. The thing with Archons is that Archons aren't really that great against roaches. Like, they're good at tanking damage, especially defensively near batteries. But they're not so great at actually killing roaches very fast. They're great against Lings and Banes, and they serve a purpose against Hydras as well once they get to connect, but... I don't know, you need a lot of damage behind it, and there's not actually... Well, actually, there's a decent amount of damage. 3 Immortals, 2 Colossus. It is just pure roach, though, at this point. More Immortals, Sentries are going to be useful as well. Here we go. This seems to be a hold for ShoWTimE. He needs to be caught very far out of position for this to work. Look at the mineral income, though. 2.6 for MeoMaika against 1900 for ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE is way down in supply as well. MeoMica just, on a very low worker count, is mining so many minerals. This is just 4 gases, of course, still. Also doesn't have any tech. Okay, here we go. No force fields. Hello, ShoWTimE. Did we fall asleep at the wheel? Big Disruptor shot is going to connect with a lot of these roaches, and I think, ladies and gentlemen, that this is pretty much going to be it. That one Disruptor shot killed like legit 15 or 20, nah, like 15 roaches, I think. 14 roaches. Did like 30 supply in one go. Okay, that was pretty crazy. Yeah, okay, that's it. That is absolutely it. ShoWTimE fell asleep at the wheel there for a second. I thought he was gonna die, but that one Disruptor shot saved it completely for him. Now, +2 is about to finish up for MioMica. That's going to make the upgrade deficit a little bit less bad, because it was +3 against +1 as well, but I mean, the man with the roaches can't make this happen. It's simply not possible. Yeah, these bad boys are gonna get taken out. Disruptor is being sent out as well, and I think this is actually just going to be it. I mean, you're fighting 150 supply against 149, and there's just so much padding to this army as well. Like, you have the Zealots, you have the Archons, you have the Immortals as kind of like a second line, dealing so much damage here. Guardian Shield helping out as well, adding 2 armor upgrades to this army. And I'm a big fan of that. His Immortal's going to get microed back. Yeah, the damage output here is just a little bit too much coming out of ShoWTimE. Really like the way he did it. The Disruptor coming in clutch there at the end. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE, after a very long and tiring game, will take it in map number 1. I was so confused in the last game by the weirdness of MioMica that I completely forgot to point out that this is also still being played on some of the new maps from the Team Liquid map contest number 9. That last game's map actually was very pretty and it seemed to play out very fun as well. It kind of had a 2-on-2 layout but in a 1-on-1 setting and aesthetically pretty pleasing in my mind. This map is called Dragon Scales, which has a very wide open third base. So any type of defense will need to be made at this type of bridge, but then you also have the flanking ability. Maybe this is the third, it's also super wide open, holy crap. There's like 12 force fields, and then you manage to cover half of it. It's pretty crazy. Main base also absolutely huge, by the way. Terrans hate that because it makes Blink Stalkers a lot better. So I'm a big fan of this map. Anything that Terrans hate, I like. If the Terran Collective would come out with a statement that they would hate watermelons, all of a sudden I'd be the biggest fan of the watermelon, which objectively is one of the worst fruits that gets rated the highest. It makes absolutely no sense. People always say that it's so refreshing. That's fine, you can find things refreshing. I also find a shower refreshing, but I wouldn't want to eat a shower. You know what I mean? It's nice and refreshing. Like, jumping in a river on a warm day is also refreshing. I wouldn't want to eat the river. What is this? Okay, this is a proxy hatch. This is a second hatch proxy hatch, and this always puts the Zerg player ahead. If you get this hatchery down as a Zerg, you're naturally up. You're going to be up in eco. It's a good situation for Zerg. A player that did this a lot was Su in the 2018 Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, the one that he ended up winning, I believe. Oh, but he didn't cancel! Okay, when I said you're literally always ahead, I meant as long as you cancel it. You're not supposed to lose 300 minerals for getting to cancel your... Oh my god, that is so bad. That is actually so bad. I also just realized I messed up the score here. There we go. Fixed it. My bad, guys. Happens to the best. This is a one-man show. One-man shows make a lot of mistakes. Oh, what? He just lost 300 minerals and a drone. Delaying his opponent's nexus for 30 seconds. Oh, that is so bad. That is such an awful start. He literally should have had 300, well, yeah, I think 225 more minerals. And a drone, which allows you to scout. That is really bad. That is just really bad. Well, third base is going to be difficult to build right now. We still have gas mining going on after the speed has started already. So I guess a similar strategy as the last game, where we'll see that type of opener. Ooh, Lynx might get the surround here on the Adept. No, they won't. They will manage to clear this Zealot though, which is beautiful stuff. Second Adept is also coming out right now. Do we just see a layer rush on 2 base? Is that the plan? No way, right? Is that even possible? Is that even a strategy? I don't know if that is. And there's just no third yet. The reason there's no third is because he lost a lot of money for no reason. That managed to die though. In the dying second here. Okay, Spore on the way. Well, this is a risky move. It just moved on the map with slow links to try and catch an Adept. This is like killing a Reaper with slow links. It never really works, but if it works, your opponent should leave. You know, because mentally you're so far ahead. It's insane. You just have the mental advantage in a big way after that. Okay, so he's gonna kill this Adept. Whoa, what's this? Okay, he loses that. He's gonna send out a new drone to take this third base. Should still build a layer at some point, no? 240 gas is a bit much, I feel like. Okay, here we go. Layer 414. Slower than last time. I wonder why that is. I don't know. Is he gonna be capable of killing this hatchery? No way, right? Nah, I don't think so. Second gas. He wanted to bait an Oracle shot with that drone. That was a pretty cool move, actually. You saw that? He was just moving the drone over here to try and bait an Oracle shot. Now, second gas being taken in the natural once more. And we have a lot of links being kind of produced for no real reason, again, as well. I'm surprised ShoWTimE is on the other side of the map. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of use to that. Now, these Adepts are out of position, which is bad. There's no battery here either. A sentry is being warped into the wall. What is he afraid of? I don't know what he's afraid of, but I'm also afraid of it right now. Uh-oh, Adept's not in position, ShoWTimE. And that means that these links will get the wraparound. Oracles need to be recalled back home. Not in the same position. Hello? Okay, third Oracle is on the way here. We'll start taking out some of these Lings. Lings will need to run away. There's still a lot of Lings. Oh, it's a Nidus network. Look at that. Proxy hatch into Nidus network. An absolute classic. But there's no Overlord. Oh no, there's an Overlord here, I guess. But that's it. Surely this is not actually a viable strategy. Did this get spotted? Yeah, it did. Okay, so he knows. He's aware of it. Do you just give up your third base against this? I'm not so sure. It feels bad to give up your third base. But at the same time, it feels like you probably should be capable of giving it up. Just continue building workers. Survive on 2 bases and be fine. He's losing a lot of these adepts. What's the actual link count? It's still 20. Nidus is going to get created here. There's 5 queens out. These are going to actually be pretty impactful. I think that ShoWTimE probably needs to give up this third base, and he needs to make that decision pretty quick. Or he's actually going to end up losing here. Is this going to finish up? 1 comes out, 2 comes out. Oh, transfuse misses. He was turning around already, but this queen with its fat body was too slow in turning around to transfuse it. Don't think it's going to matter. The next Nidus network is already on the way here. There's 1 super battery available though. And there's no creep anymore. Should have thrown out a creep tumor. Oh no, he can micro into the Nidus. Yeah, that's a very cool move. Now he can micro out of the Nidus. Oi, 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 oi. That is some beautiful Nidus micro right here. I absolutely love that. So this third base is now gone. We see an immediate switch up into more drones. We see a third gas. No. Oh, that's... Oh, he cancelled that second gas earlier. And now he's going to Spire. Of course. So far, I just want to kind of summarize what happened in this game so far. We have seen a proxy hatch which didn't get cancelled. Then we saw a Ling flood at the third, into a Nidus Ling Queen attack at the third, into a Spire off of 3 gas. Which is simply not a build order. Like, this is what... He's actually just breaking the laws. If Serral or Lambo or Raynor sees this, they'll try to arrest him. Like, you're an imposter. You're not a real Zerg. What is this? Completely coloring outside of the lines here. This is unbelievable. But I kind of like it as well. Creep being spread over here. This is an army that is great at dealing with nothing. This is an army you build when you believe your natural wall is about to be busted. But MeoMaika was like, I actually don't want to really bust your natural. I don't really care. ShoWTimE lose an Oracle. He just went into not even that many drones. Why are we only on 45 drones? And he's mining from 6 gases soon. He's just going to... Oh my god. He's going to mass Muta right now. 50 workers, 6 gas mining, and ShoWTimE has no clue what's going on. I actually cannot believe that this game started with a failed proxy hatch cancel. That is extremely unbelievable. That's such a huge impact on the game. Losing 225 minerals at the 2-minute mark, yeah, that's a pretty big deal. That is a pretty big deal. That's basically like building a Nexus and then cancelling it 2.5 times in a row. Okay, this is going to get recalled. Do we see a Phoenix on the way? No, we do not. Here we go. There's just no anti-air whatsoever. There's literally no anti-air whatsoever. But these Zealots are going to get absolutely clubbed to death by this Ling Muta force. This base is going to get butchered as well. And these probes will end up... Why is it always the Zerg players that get these funky plays? You know, you got your Blighs. Back in the day, who did we have? I feel like there used to be... Well, I guess we also had Bly back then already, who played kind of wild. But when it comes to the really, really wild stuff, I guess we had Haas as a Protoss. You know, we can't forget about Haas. He plays some really odd stuff. A little bit less so these days, but... I always feel like it's the Zergs who have the really wild players that just completely invent their own style, and then it kind of works. There's this European Zerg called, I think it's called Q. I don't even know where he's from. He sometimes shows up for a qualifier and takes out a Protoss. With like some weird build orders. Also with proxy hatches a lot. And now this is the same. And this game isn't over yet. And I'm not even sure. Nah, okay, MioMica I think is winning. But he is only on 58 workers. And he's legit just building Muta Corruptor. Okay, well, these are gonna go down. There's 4 Phoenixes out. Corruptors can now start dealing some damage. I think you just want to kill this base, actually. I think that's the correct call, because the Phoenixes can't engage into this unless they're fighting near a battery, right? Because the Corruptors are just simply too strong. Oh, ShoWTimE, what is that? That's a mistake, that is what it is. 7 workers being taken out. ShoWTimE feels forced to all in into this. There's 5 queens with full energy at home. A couple of Lings are also there to help out, so these Zealots are going to get taken out. Muta start flying home right at this moment. If this base gets taken out, and then ShoWTimE just returns back home. Is that good for ShoWTimE? Nice force fields. That was a really nice force fields. Look at that. Keeping the Lings out of a fight. I didn't even know that was possible. These Archons, however, are being taken out, and everything else just dies as well against the Lings on the ground. Muta's Corruptor still staying alive, and I think that ShoWTimE is actually completely dead at this point. MioMica making it happen in an unlikely fashion as well, may I add. None of these things that he has done so far in this series are actual build orders. Well, they are build orders, but nothing that we have seen before. A modern mastermind. ShoWTimE is good in PvZ as well. He is... I don't want to say he's the best in Europe. I think MaxPax probably is the best. He's probably the second best PvZ player in Europe. This is highly impressive. That first game was close as well, let's not forget about that. And this is definitely over here on Dragon Skills. GG gets called as MioMica fan. He's a fan of himself. I love the confidence there. He's going to pick up map number 2 and tie up the series 1-1. Here we are on map number 3 on Lazarus Waste. And no matter what happens, MioMica fan, sorry, has made another fan. I am the MioMica fan. Because honestly, if you can win a game against ShoWTimE after proxy hatching and forgetting to cancel it, which is... It still just boggles my mind. If I think about this, it hurts my brain a little bit. Imagine how much easier that last game would have been for MioMica if he would have just cancelled that hatchery initially. That is how good he is. God, I love this player. I'm gonna get more replays out of MioMica, because I find this stuff great. I really, really like this type of stuff. He also beat me, by the way, at the most recent DreamHack Regional Masters in Valencia. It took me out 2-0 in the group stage. Then in the rematch, I managed to take him out because I played some... Well, I'm not quite sure if blind counters are the word, but they definitely were blind counters. Okay, I sat on 2 bases building Void Rays and Disruptors, and then took a 3rd base. I was like, there's no way he's beating me in a macro game. And he didn't. Managed to win the second series 2-0. With some conviction as well, so that was nice. Yeah, MioMica is a very interesting player. Love watching him play. Same opener as in the first game, I think. Just that pull first into that hatchery on the natural. This time though it's 6 Lings. Let's see what ShoWTimE is up to. No Zealot. Second pylon in the main base. You're gonna need to wall this. This is a small map though, isn't it? Look, and this time MioMica isn't being distracted by this probe. He says, hey, I'm just gonna straight up walk across the map. What are you gonna do about that, ShoWTimE? Yeah, you're gonna need the full wall here. Cybercore in the wall. Gateway? Don't think that's enough, is it? Against 6 Lings? Doesn't build quick enough. Does not build quick enough. That's gonna get cancelled here. That's why I said Cybernetic Score. That is why I said Cybernetic Score. Stargate? Oh, didn't cancel it! Oh no, pulling a MioMica. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. ShoWTimE. Good control on these probes. He's not losing any probes yet. Still not losing... Oh, never mind. 2 probes have come down. I'm not quite sure how that happened. But MioMica has magical abilities. So, kill the gateway, I think. Here, yeah, look at that. Gateway and 2 workers. Lost 6 Lings. Delayed the Stargate. Oh no, ShoWTimE. Not like this. As we have some gas mining going down here as well. So the reason why I say build a cybernetic score is because a cybernetic score gains HP faster. A cybernetic score gets built in 36 seconds, while a gateway gets built in 46 seconds. On top of that, a cybernetic score also has 50 more shields and 50 more health. So the increase in shields and health per second is higher. So whenever you need to wall off something with a building that eventually is going to get cancelled anyway, it should always be a cybernetic score. Always, always, always. The thing is that ShoWTimE only saw 4 Lings. And with 4 Lings, if you build a gateway 10 seconds ahead of time, you're probably just going to be fine. So I don't know why he decided to go for the gateway over the core. I think the core is always better, but that's what he did, and he paid the price for it because he lost some workers, he lost that gateway, and now he'll need to live with it. This is a 2 base. This is the fastest one yet. This was at 333, I think. Yeah, something like that. 332. The fastest layer we've seen so far in this series. And it's completely on 2 base as well. 3rd base is being delayed way further. Is this just going to be a Nidus Worm again? Or like a 2 base Hydra all in? Ooh. Okay, 2 base Muta? Are there more builds that don't exist? That he's going to show me? Oracle makes its way back home. Look at this. Shut, we're building a robo of 2 bases. He's so afraid. He's so afraid of life right now. Hydra then? Okay. 3 gas, Hydra then. It gets spotted. Why does he build it in rain? Why didn't he build it in the main? He's a man of habit, isn't he? Always gets the 2nd gas in the natural. Always gets the Hydra then in the natural. 10 more drones going down right now as well. It's just... Okay, this is not a build. But ShoWTimE also is not playing a build. Neither player is currently really playing a build. Please take note of that. Okay. Sentries. ShoWTimE's actually legitimately pooping his pants. It's gonna be 2 base lurker? He's 5 workers in gas. This is the innovation I need in my life. 4 workers in gas. 3 workers in gas. No innovation. Sad. ShoWTimE is just up 4 workers and has a massive army. Spire. So this is a fake Hydra then into Spire. No way. He's gonna build Hydras. He's gonna show the Hydras to force out batteries and cannons and more ground units. Oh my god. This makes absolutely so much sense. He needs to deny the scout. If this gets scouted, this is the worst build order in the world. If this doesn't get scouted, he's a genius. An absolute genius. Look at this. Oh, he's coming in to kill some workers. And he's going to see some Hydras pop maybe somewhere. Which would be huge. Oh, Oracle dies. He sees the Hydra. He sees the Hydra. He gets the confirmation right now. Let's see a Robo Bay. Throw down the Robo Bay ShoWTimE. Look at that. Battery. Forge for cannons. Throw down the... I know he wants a Robo Bay so bad right now. He's thinking about that Robo Bay. He's dreaming about a Robo Bay. More batteries at the 3rd base. Like, I'm not losing to this crap again. I'm 1-1 right now. Oh no. He's not gonna get the scouting, no way. 8 Mutas. Okay, what is ready for the Mutas? We have 7 Adepts. Despite them being a range unit, they don't actually shoot up. And we have 3 Sentries. And despite them being a range unit that can shoot up, they don't actually deal damage. So, this is not great. Look at these Hydras. They're just hunting. They're hunting for the Oracle. Oh no. Stalker's being warped in right now as well. Wait, why is that? Is it going to be a push out maybe? Okay, now the Hydras get pushed back. And where are the Mutalisks? Where actually are the Mutalisks? He's saving them at home. Is he going to try and surround this army? Or is he going for a base trade? Because this army is actually some... Is it dangerous? It's 5 units that can shoot up. It's not enough. He can snipe the sentries. Look at this, look at this. Poof. Poof. ShoWTimE right now is face palming. That's why his recall is a little bit slow. If he wasn't face palming, he would have recalled already. Now he's face palming with his other hand. Oh no. Cannon starts in the natural, or in the main. Cannon starts in the natural. Gonna need a cannon over here as well. Stalker warping, Phoenixes. His eco is still a lot better. If he manages to stabilize, which it's realistic to believe he might stabilize. As long as no units run in towards the natural, he might be capable of doing just that. Look at this. Super battery gets activated. This Phoenix will be capable of fighting as well. There's a Hydra transition behind this, of course. Why not? Makes a double Evo chamber as well on 47 workers. This is real StarCraft II. These are just strategies. Oh, almost gets it, but not quite. Okay, Muta's actually dealt a surprisingly low amount of damage. We have 6 Overlords at the same time. A strategical supply block. Oh, this is the map with the rocks. So, you have bases here that have 10 mineral patches. Not that it will matter for MeoMica, because I don't think he's ever going to saturate his 3rd base. So, he can't even dream about that 4th base yet with the 10 mineral patches. So we have these bad boys still flying around. Maybe getting some worker kills. And then the follow-up is melee and range attack. He's actually saturating his 3rd base right now. And considering taking a 4th. Well, he's taking a 4th. There's a Templar Archives. Okay, the game stabilizes, actually. I thought that ShoWTimE was completely dead. I really believed that he was pretty dead. Like, he lost all of his sentries, but he seems to... Just because his eco was better than his opponent the entire time, he seems to be in an okay position. He does have a pretty wank army, I'm not gonna lie about that. I mean, what is this? Immortal, Stalker, Slow Zealot. And like 4 Adepts, 3 Adepts. 4 Phoenixes in the main as well. He's building more cannons and better. He's so afraid of new Mutas. He's so afraid of Mutas currently, it's actually insane. Oh no. It's just gonna be pure Hydra though. Oh, that's going to get sniped as well, no cancel on that. And we have Storm starting. I think once Storm finishes, these links are going to be so useless. And ShoWTimE is just up in workers by so much. It's 69 against 55. His gas income is massive. Like, you're gonna start adding Templar, you're gonna start adding Archons here as well. He's getting a fort base right now. That fort base is probably going to be pretty safe as well. You have the ability to counterattack with Zealots because they have charge. Like, there's just a lot of things going right for the German Protoss player, and not that much going right here for MeoMaika, who does manage to snipe 2 Phoenixes in this exchange, but also loses for Hydralisk, so... I don't know. Okay, it's going to be a timing attack with 1-1 upgrades, with 74 links, 22 Hydras, and 5 Hydralisk. And he's going to try and collapse on top of this fort base. ShoWTimE doesn't need to defend this, but I think he probably can if he has any storm. Oh, this nice movement actually by MioMica. Look at these units going pretty ham. No storm on these links before they man. Oh no. Oh no. Archers are being built, but there's still 13 Hydras alive. MioMica actually doing with an odd timing attack. Just before 6 Templar get their storm ability, ShoWTimE getting caught off guard. There's units dancing in his natural. And he's trying to desperately warp his Zealot. Super Battery gets activated as well. It's going to get targeted down immediately. 130 supply against 45, 43, 40. GG gets called. ShoWTimE can't believe it. As MioMica actually wins the game. With 3 very different strategies as well. I love it. No macro garbage, just bam, straight for the throat. 58 workers went down in that last engagement. And MioMica wins. Oh my god, I'm a huge fan here. My life mission right now is to get more replays of this guy and see what he does in the other matchups. Especially TVZ, I'm very curious about. Alright, this is going to be it. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.